Welcome everyone to IAMHER podcast. For y'all that don't know me, my name is Naomi. Hey y'all. My real name is Naomi. I'm 25 years old and I'm not telling you my location. Just know I'm in the tri-state area and I'm super excited to be launching my podcast. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to the people who shouted me out on Instagram. Y'all, you guys did that. Like, let me tell you that. I'm so, like, my emotions are everywhere with this podcast because literally it took me 2 years to actually take that step and buy the equipment and put myself in front of the camera again. And honestly, it was really difficult because y'all know when I was doing Forex, I was non-stop on Instagram, showing my face, talking, yapping, and yeah, let's just not get into that on this episode, but we'll get into that in another episode. But with that being said, I just really want to introduce myself and really just tell you guys what this podcast is about. I'm super excited. I have great guests that are going to be on this podcast. And woo, child, when I was literally going through the topics that y'all want me to talk about on my podcast, like, I'm gonna need a couple blunts on this podcast, like smoke right, please. So the reason that I actually wanted to start this podcast is because I feel like a lot of women feel like that they aren't heard, but I feel as though some women that really don't know how to express their feelings because of, I don't know, like some men like kind of shut women down for one. Some men actually do listen, but they don't really fully understand women. So it's like this podcast is really just to understand women more. And men, you are very welcome to watch this podcast and take notes because I'm telling you right now, you're going to learn every minute. Okay, you're gonna learn how to love a woman. You're gonna learn what a woman feels in certain situations. But I'm not gonna sit here and shut down the men because men, y'all, let me tell you something, man. Y'all mental health really does matter, and so does women. Everybody's mental health really matters. So I really just want to create an environment where we come to an understanding, right? Or see other people's point of view in relationships, friendships. This is not just relationships. This is literally things that you can grow in every aspect in your life. So, wow. Yo, I was really telling my friends that I'm super nervous because I really haven't been in front of a camera and spoke like this in years, like literally years. And I would tell my friends, I'm like, yo, I don't know how I used to be in a woman's panel. I don't know how I used to talk in front of thousands of people, and even on Zoom too. I'm just like, whoa, okay, so let's run it back. Let's run it back the right way. So this podcast, like I told you, I've been planning this podcast for 2 years now. I did want to start 2 years ago, but the headspace that I was in 2 years ago, it was definitely not who I am now. And if I want to pour into y'all, I have to make sure that I'm good. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect and all, but I'm definitely way better than I was 2 years ago. And eventually I'm going to be able to open up of where I was in a mental state of mind, where I was, because you know, when I went MIA on Instagram and I also decided to delete my Instagram for like a couple months to get myself together, hop back on the gram, and people were just wondering, where did I go? Am I still mentoring? Am I still doing Forex? And trust me guys, all these questions are going to be answered in every podcast episode. But this first episode, I really just want to keep it short and simple. And you know, the number one thing that you guys can actually do is make sure that you just, you know, do a little boomy or just post me on your Instagram. Definitely will respect that. Like I said before, like this podcast is going to have its purpose. I definitely want to create a space of where we can have conversations, you know, like there's certain people you can't have conversations with, but that's why I'm going to bring people on this podcast that actually have an open mind, not closed-minded. I don't really have conversations with people who don't have an open mind because it's just like, hello. Where are we getting to? So yeah, just to say like a little bit about myself, for the people that don't know me, I was born and raised in Jersey. Yup, I'm a rep that. I'm not no 302, 201 area code, you heard? But born and raised in Jersey. I decided to come to Delaware because of my parents. Then I just started to move around, travel, and now my life has completely changed, and I know you guys are really interested. So I guess I'll just give you a little summary of, you know, the past 2 years. And then my next episodes are just gonna be me with guests. But if you guys do have personal questions that y'all would like me to talk about on my podcast, and it's just me, I'm definitely open to that. So please slide into my DMs if that is what you want. So 2 years ago, wow, okay, so my mental health wasn't really good. I ended up falling off with Forex because my mental state wasn't good. And you know, when I fell off with Forex, I literally wasn't in a state of mind where I could pour into my organization. And my organization was a lot. Like, it was extremely a lot. If you guys know, I was not sleeping. I was always traveling. I was always trying to make sure, what can I do to provide more success in my organization? And honestly, Forex is definitely a good lifetime skill set to have. Now the network marketing is what affected my mental health, that I had to take a step back and, you know, figure out who Naomi is. And honestly, it was really rough. Like, it was something that I was struggling with. I didn't know how to pick myself up. I didn't know how to be successful again. I was super nervous to like move around alone. Because, you know, with Forex, we were just always together and game planning together on how we could get to the next goal together. So once I separated from, you know, those individuals that I was with on a daily, and also my organization, I just basically had to start all over, y'all. Like, I had to figure out, well, is yellow my favorite color? Like, do I actually like to talk to people who have jobs? like you guys are probably laughing behind the screen, but honestly, like, this is just me being really serious with you guys. It was something that I had to do, was put my ego down and get a job. And just to make this clear, like, having a job is really not bad, as, you know, people made it to seem like when we were in network marketing. I really feel like that was probably the dumbest thing I could have done, was to leave my job and, you know, make network marketing / trading a full-time thing. I was really into the network marketing. If you know, you know. Like, come on now. But it was really dope. I really liked that experience that I experienced with network marketing. But I had to close the chapter because my mental health mattered first. And, you know, if I really wanted to be a millionaire and be very successful, I knew I had to start all over. And that's something that I was not accepting for real. It took me some time to accept that this is what my life is, and this is what I have to do to start all over, to build brick by brick. Like, I'm not in no company that can be destroyed. Like, I'm not talking down on the company that I was with. However, I didn't see myself long term with it. I did at one point, but then I realized how bad my mental health was being affected. And like I said, took some time back, and it was honestly the best thing that I could have ever done. Like, literally, it's just, like I said, it's an episode that I can talk about. But with that being said, that was literally a little summary. I hope you guys enjoyed this mini episode, and please, please, please go comment, share, and subscribe. If you have topics you guys want me to discuss, please go into my DMs on I Am Her podcast with 2 T's, and make sure you slide into my DMs, and we could even get juicy with this podcast. Don't play with it. And if you guys see the curtains moving over there, is my dog saying hello. So thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you have the alerts on, because every Sunday at 8 p.m. I will be dropping a new episode. And next Sunday, let me tell you, I have a guest, and a lot of people been asking me about this one, and might get a little bit emotional. So just have your blunts ready. That's all I'm gonna say, because in this podcast you could definitely be yourself. And honestly, me, I love my smoke breaks. So, and right now it's calling my name. So go comment, share, subscribe. I love y'all.